CNBC TV 18 Weekender.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Weekender. We're in the household, the beautiful household in Calcutta of Emami. We have the whole family with us, Mr. Mohan Goenka, Mr. Harshvardhan Agarwal and Priti Sureka. Thanks a lot for joining in. I've grown up with a lot of the Emami brands, but the one thing that I always wanted to know, what exactly does Emami mean?
Emami, the word actually has its origin in Italian.
All right.
So to speak. And if you see the word amore, somewhere there's a close philology out there. So the meaning basically resides with love, beautiful, the so-called feminine aspects of life, beautiful there.
All right. So let's come back to India after the international conversation that we had. A few months ago, we had the demonetization demon, as you would like to call it, or as all the FMCG companies would like to call it. Your third quarter was resilient. People believe that a lot of the effects could be seen in the fourth quarter. Was demonetization thing just a blip, or has the effect come by in the fourth quarter as well?
I think the impact of demonetization has reduced gradually over months. But if you ask me that whether it has totally gone, I would say no. Still we see some impact of it, particularly in the wholesale trade, where there is still some impact.
That accounts for 55% of your business any which way, right?
Yeah, and I would say yes, we are seeing still the movement in the wholesale trade is still not back to normal.
Not back to normal. How long before it goes back to normal?
It's very difficult to predict that, but we hope, it should be there in the next 1 or 2 months. We hope so.
So balms was a bit of a contention in the previous quarter in the southern part. Kesh King was a bit of a contention. So have those resumed their growth trajectory? Can we expect positive growth coming in there?
We've seen a very healthy growth with Kesh King earlier. And right now, we are feeling the pinch out there, but it's just a matter of time and we'll be on a high growth.
Yeah, there has been a minor blip, due to the demonetization. But again, as I said, we are seeing it going back to normalcy.
So in terms of outlook for Kesh King, now you have the coconut oil coming in and the 3 rupee sachets and all of that. What would the target be? 500 crore per year revenue from Kesh King by when?
500 crores in a matter of 3 years, I would say.
In a matter of 3 years. Anytime before that, not happening?
Anytime before that, market conditions.
We will be happy if it happens before that.
So how long before the debt completely wanes off from Kesh King?
We would be retiring this debt by this year end. So 17, 18, we will be debt free, yes.
Okay, so let's talk about another brand that you amortized last quarter, which was She. In the con call, you said that you all are in two minds about it, whether to sell or not, or what the plans are. What exactly is happening there?
Since She, we had decided now as a company, we still believe there is a lot of potential in the feminine hygiene category, but we have other priorities and we have decided to focus on the other priorities in the existing brands, and right now we have decided to defocus the She brand. So that is where it stands. So we will not be doing investment on She brand, and right now
no plans to sell it?
No, right now we have taken it off the market. So yes, going forward we will see what we do with the brand.
So if you look at Emami, the core business, which is that of your cool oils, you have Zandu, you have now Kesh King coming in along with Boro Plus and stuff. Over the last 9 months, the core business seems to have slowed down. Any particular reason for that in terms of growth rate and all of that?
Now, if you see, we've got very healthy growths with Boro Plus, the core businesses, so to speak of. Boro Plus has seen a very healthy growth.
But Navratna and Fair and Handsome have...
See, I think Navratna is picking up.
Even Navratna has done quite well early. It is the impact of demonetization which has been there. And if you see, our market share in all our brands has increased, which is a very important parameter to measure the health of the brands. So be it Navratna oil, be it Fair and Handsome, be it Jhandu Balm, be it Boro Plus, everywhere our market share has increased. So basically, see, overall, the whole category of FMCG, the growth rate has come down a bit, So that is what we are seeing across categories, across companies, across brands. But yes, we are quite satisfied with the performance of all our power brands.
So going on a sustainable basis, 15% or 12 to 15% growth for the power brands, is that factored in?
Yeah, we are very confident. I think also this year we are going very aggressive in our total advertising and the mix also. So I think we are very, I think 12-15% is a reasonable target. That
and the new core would be 20% plus, 25% at least? Your Pancharisht as well as the other new brands that you have come out with?
Pancharisht in fact has been over a CAGR, it has been giving us a growth rate of 30-35%.
Exactly.
So yes, going forward also we expect healthy growth rate from Pancharisht and the other healthcare products. There is no doubt about that, because we see huge potential in the health products, the overall Jhandu brand.
Absolutely.
In fact, you will be seeing a lot of activities around Jhandu this year. We are going ahead with revamping the whole brand, with the repositioning of the mother brand of Jhandu. So those will happen in the second part of the financial year.
So you spoke about going big in advertising this year. 18% is 18% of sales is what is factored in, or you are going to increase that as well?
so most likely it would be that bad. So but yeah, if we need, see, we are very need based. If we see that yes, the momentum is coming in, then we would up our advertising. So roughly we have estimated almost 19-20% this year.
We'll take a short break, come back and we'll talk fair, we'll talk handsome, only with the family of Emami.
CNBC TV 18 Weekender. CNBC TV 18 Weekender.
Welcome back, still in conversation with the household of Emami. You know, before going into break, we were talking about Kesh King, we were talking about the individual brands. The one brand that really disrupted the market, which was there for the taking for your competitors, but you guys just swooped under it and launched Fair and Handsome. Tell me a little about that story. How exactly did you all decide to go into Fair and Handsome, and I mean, how did that come about?
The idea came in almost 2002 when I was touring one of the markets, and when I saw some guys buying, you know, the female fairness cream. So I asked the retailer why these guys are buying a female fairness cream, and then they said from his shop almost 50% of his sales come from these boys who lives in this hostel. And you know, suddenly the idea struck that then we did a lot of research, we understood, and we found that 30% of the men used women's fairness cream.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you here. Any personal question? Have you all tried the product? I don't think you'll need to.
Trust me or not, I'm using this product for the last 12 years, and every day. If you had seen me then and now, there's a visible difference in my skin texture. Visible.
His wife knows that.
His wife knows that. Right now, you know, there's this social discord of people saying that we won't endorse fairness creams and this is bound to be racism and this and that. Do you think that really holds value in as far as sales are concerned, or that is just talk?
You see sometimes, you know, people have different opinions of it, so we are absolutely fine with it. It individual's opinion. Some people are for it, some people are not for it, and we value everybody's choice. What we believe, you know, it's a choice, you know, and we want to give the consumers the choice.
So any reason why the sales of the Fair and Handsome cream have come off in the last 9 months? I think it's down around 6%. What exactly is happening there? What are the challenges you are facing?
The first few months were not growing, but last 4-5 months have been a slight degrowth. The overall category is slightly struggling, but I think we have changed our stance and we have come up with a new campaign which should lift the momentum.
You all said you all had a lot of plans for the Fair and Handsome brand itself with the face wash launch, which is doing well. What exactly is the sales breakup between Fair and Handsome, the cream and the face wash?
So it's almost 20% is face wash and 80% is the cream.
Is that mix likely to change going forward? To what? What are your targets?
Yeah, so face wash is a very emerging category. You know, the category is growing at almost 20-25% year on year. So hopefully in the next 2-3 years, the mix should be roughly about 65 and 35.
So how long before Fair and Handsome becomes a 1,000 crore revenue brand?
I think, you know, 5 years would be a good number to keep, you know, to reach 1,000 crore, right?
Absolutely.
What kind of growth can we expect in Jhandu in the next few years, at least the next 3 years on an annual basis?
See, what we believe Jhandu as a brand will give us higher growth than the average growth rate of the company.
So you are targeting 13 to 15% next year. 18 to 20% could be Zandu?
Absolutely.
Lots of aches and pains in people's lives now.
Or maybe higher.
Zandu may go.
So 1,000 crore for Zandu by when?
So I think in the next 3 years.
In the next 3 years for Zandu, in the next 5 years for...
we hope so.
Talking about Zandu, I want to know that Zandu Baam song story. I mean, what came first? The Munni Badnaam Hui song or the proposition that Zandu Baam should be added onto that and the advertisement? What happened there?
No, I think it just happened, you know, because they had put the brand name on their own and they decided to do that. So it became a super hit. So then finally we went to them and we, you know, did a contract. So, but it was a roaring success. I would say it really helped the...
It helped the sales as well?
It helped the sales
Absolutely.
also, yeah.
But see, the point is, though we hadn't done this Zandu Baam in the song, we have not done much. But we have been, as a company, we were the pioneers in doing in films.
Yeah.
Right from the days, you know, there is a very old movie called Agar Tum Na Hote with Rajesh Khanna, Raj Babbar
And
Rekha, where the whole film is around Emami, where Rajesh Khanna is the owner of Emami.
Rekha is the
Rekha
model.
is doing modeling for Emami. Raj Babbar is the photographer who is...
It's an in-film advertising of a different stature.
So we have been doing in-film, you know, since those days.
I remember Emami not just being the pioneer of in-film advertising, the pioneer of advertising as a whole, because each of the individual brands, they have such distinct character and recall value. That's something that I wish to see you all continue that.
Thank you. Thanks for your good wishes.
What exactly is there as far as the new brand pipeline is concerned? In the next 1 year, how many launches can we expect?
So we are not launching any new brands, to be honest. Our focus will be more on the power brands that we already have.
Right.
Yes, you will see extensions in the existing power brands. So be it Navratna, be it Fair and Handsome, be it Boro Plus, be it Kiss King or Zandu. So these are our power brands where we want to focus because we see a lot of headspace over there to grow. I'll give you one example, you know, in men's grooming, you know, because Fair and Handsome is all about men's grooming. We have another brand in men's grooming called He.
Yep.
And there we have just launching a product, a face wash again, but it's a very, very unique and innovative product where you don't need water to wash your face.
Okay, interesting.
So in fact that has come through some consumer insights again, and our R&D and the innovation team did a great job.
When does this product launch?
It's already being launched while we are talking.
Emami, over the last 10 years, if you look, the revenues have grown 5 times from about 500-600 crores to 2,600 crores in the previous fiscal. The next 5 times of the revenue, which is roughly around 12,000 crores, when does that come for the company? The next 10 years? Next 5 years, next 8 years?
To be honest, we don't look at the horizon of 10 years because we believe today's situations are, the market is very dynamic.
Very fluid.
We focus on the next 3 years to come.
So what are the targets for the next 3 years?
See, we believe, you know, at least we have to grow at 15 to 20% in the next 3 years, and this is without acquisition. And obviously we are looking for acquisitions both nationally as well as internationally. So anything which if we can acquire, so that is a bonus apart from that.
5,000 crores, say for instance, the revenue comes in the next 4 years. Is that a possibility?
Absolutely.
5,000 crore 4 years.
So at 5,000 crore rupees, what would the revenue profile of the company look like? How much would come from what brand?
I think let's wait and watch for that.
But I think Ayurveda will take a big lead. So Zandu has to play a significant role. We have to reach 5,000 crores or even 10,000 crores.
So your next acquisition, you all said that you all are looking for acquisitions both national and international. What category would that be in, or what kind of acquisition?
See, category it will be what we are actively looking at is certainly personal care and healthcare. So even in personal can be skin care, hair care, whatever. So mostly in personal care and healthcare products.
Any announcement that we can hear in the next 6 months at least?
I don't think so. But we will be happy to make any announcement if it happens.
We'll be most happy to make announcements in the next 6 months.
What exactly is the plan for the company in their international business?
So if you see our international business, it contributes roughly 14%.
Yep.
It's not very large compared to some of our peers. But yes, you're right. So the MENAP region and the Africa, those are struggling for us. If you see Bangladesh, that has been going at almost 25-30% year on year. So, but I think what we understand that the worst is over now, and things would improve significantly as far as international is concerned. I think a 20% growth is possible for the next 3 to 5 years in international from here.
MENAP is what you say.
No, in totality.
You guys have the highest margins in the business, 27%. How long is this sustainable?
We have been successful in sustaining it. So, and we don't see immediately any challenge why
it should not
be challenged or why it is not sustainable. So we are fairly confident that we will be able to manage that.
27% will hold.
Yeah.
So 27% for the next 3 years, or next year will be 28, the year after that will be 29?
No, we are looking at sustaining 27.
27 is a good benchmark. If we can even maintain that, I think it will be a
So there's
very
no
good thing for us.
risk of it going below, significantly below that 27%.
Yeah, I
We
don't
don't
see
see
that.
that. We don't foresee any risks out there.
Alright, we'll take a short break again. Come back, we'll talk some more fun stuff and the stuff about the family. Stay tuned.
CNBC TV 18 Weekender. CNBC TV 18 Weekender.
Welcome back to the third and the most fun segment of the Weekender. Yes, we're in conversation with the family of Emami. Alright, now let's talk about distribution. You guys have been talking about 0.8 million direct reach in this fiscal. The question that begets asking is, 0.8 is a given. 1 to 1.2 by when? What are the targets beyond that 0.8?
So this year we have taken a very aggressive target. We were at almost 0.6 and from 0.6 to 0.8 itself is a big task, for which we need almost 400 to 500 frontline sales guys. And we would be able to do that by March, 18. After we consolidate all this, then we will take the next step. Because this, as I said, 0.2 million outlet, and particularly it will come from the rural belts. So as of now, our target is to reach 2.8 million only
This year.
And after that?
Obviously, distribution is very, very important for us. So we'll keep increasing. But our benchmark is not, how much, what others are reaching. It will be our strategy. Our numbers will depending on what we believe is the right number for us.
Now let's get into the family business, or rather how the family manages the business. The business started with both Mohan and your fathers coming together as friends and starting this business. You guys are the second generation. You all said that you all have been going to office since school and college. Are your children going to office as well right now? What are they doing?
My kids are studying in the US right now, and after they come back, I'm sure they would want to either start on their own or join the family business whatsoever. I hope.
My son is in US now, and my daughter is in class 10. So yeah, but I'm sure once they come back,
eventually the kids will come.
Of course.
They do start coming to office quite early.
So the Emami Limited FMCG business for the next foreseeable future is going to be managed by the family itself.
I wouldn't like to again, say that. Yes, we have anyway even now very senior professionals working in the company. All our HODs, even there are some CEOs who are working there. So our role is there we do get involved in some of the areas where we believe we can add value.
The edible oils business is doing fairly well, one of the most fastest growing brands there. Why wouldn't you merge the two?
And you were right now talking about the margin, of a healthy margin of 27%. Now you cannot expect that kind of margin from edible oil business. So why do we want to, dilute our margin?
So no scope for internal restructuring right now for the group?
Not at all.
Not even in the Emami Limited business? No brands that you believe are ripe for some sort of demerger or?
No, why there should be a demerger of anything?
Don't fix anything that isn't broken.
No, not at all.
Yeah, don't fix anything that's not broken, sure.
Okay, so talking about not being broken, the one thing that hasn't been broken is the bond that both the families enjoy. How do you all manage that?
It's a very natural flow, very, very natural flow till now. In fact, if something doesn't happen on a single day, that kind of, if you don't have lunch together the same day, if I'm busy or if I don't have lunch with them the same, you kind of think, oh yeah,
see, there are very simple things, which I think which comes naturally to us, but it has a big impact, like every day we all have lunch together.
The whole Goenka and the Agarwal family.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
all of us.
All of
So
us in
Mohan,
office.
Priti, myself, my elder
Aditya,
brother, his
Manish.
younger brother, all of us. So we have lunch together. So that's the time, when we discuss all sort of things, be it business, personal, just general topics, everything. So you spend so much of time together, right? And so similarly, such things are there, which ultimately improves the bond. We have all played together, we have grown together. So all these things have come naturally. So honestly, though the surnames might be different, but we believe it's one family.
All right, may that bond stay as always. You're fond of books. Which was the last book you read?
I'm reading Competitive Advantage.
Competitive Advantage.
Strategy by Michael Porter.
And your biggest competitor in the space right now is?
My biggest competitor is Patanjali Keshkanti now.
Patanjali Keshkanti. How much market share do they have anywhere?
See, Nielsen doesn't report them correctly because they sell mostly through their own stores, so
Right.
it would be wrong of me to quote any figures out there.
Mohan, you're a fitness freak, I understand. Which of your brands right now, according to you, needs a high intensity interval training, HIIT as you call it?
Fair and handsome.
100-meter dash for Emami versus a marathon for Emami. What are the targets?
So as short term, we have to grow at about 15%. We need double-digit volume growth. That's our immediate target. And in the long run, as we said, so 5,000 crores in the next 3 years. That's our 3 years target.
All right, but great life, great family, great food, and a great company. Wish you all the best. It was a pleasure talking to all of you.
With pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
CNBC TV 18 Weekender.